Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Good? Yeah? Life is good? Life is great? Good. All right. So anyways, I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe, and this is Dr. Sage Wolfe, okay? And we just met.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah.
And tonight, we called this lecture The Perfect Day, okay? And understand something. All you ever wanted was a perfect day. That's all you ever wanted. You didn't want anything but a perfect day. But guess what? When I say this, I mean it in the best way. Only 1 out of 10,000 people are ever going to have a perfect day. Only 1 out of 10,000. I know that you all have hopes and aspirations that the world is going to change and someone's going to save you. It's not going to happen. And that's not to dim your light or to be a bummer. The reality is this. You're a spirit being having a physical adventure, and you still haven't learned how to actually operate this beautiful, gifted vehicle. You came here from 0 to 7. It wasn't heaven. It was hell on earth. Your parents didn't know how to eat or treat themselves. They didn't know how to nourish you. They didn't even know how to love you because they didn't know how to love themselves. We're set up as soon as we get here. I don't believe in the fallen angel thing. I don't believe in the sinner thing. Hope that doesn't upset you. The reality is all I've seen is that people who believe in the sinner thing never heal. And if they do, they have cancer for the second time, third time. And guess what? And then they're out of time. The reality is I want to ask yourself a question. If you totally let yourself off the hook of everything, if you totally unconditionally loved yourself, can we just leave the door open? That would be really good. Okay. And if you just unconditionally loved yourself and you practice that, just think of how many people you wouldn't hate right now. Just think about it. And don't tell me you don't hate anyone. Don't tell me you don't hate chemtrails. Don't tell me you don't hate the government or taxes and all this stuff. I don't hate any of it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I don't have to hate it. When you go to a buffet, do you hate all the food you don't like to eat? Some of you do, because you're so caught up on hating. You're never going to have a perfect day unless you find unconditional love and care for yourself. That's it. That's all. Now we can all go home, because that's the reality of it all. You are only going to be as happy as the beliefs that you have in your program. Some of you are never going to be happy. You'll have happy times. There'll be times when you're happy, when your grandchildren come over, or somebody say, "You're so beautiful, thank you." Or when somebody makes love to you, or they give you love, or they show you love, or they shine their love. But it's not going to last for long, is it? It's not going to last for long at all.
Good morning.
Okay, 1 second. I just love when people, okay. Bear with me, everyone. I'm trying to remember what we are on here. Okay, 1 second, everyone. This is the good thing about phones. People love to call on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is like a sliver for me. You know, no matter what you do, they're coming for you. Okay, now this phone here was...
Facebook.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's start again.
Just go live.
Okay.
And we're back.
And we're back. Okay. All right. So anyways, like I was saying, and this is the truth, how many people here would like different in their life? Then why do you have so much trouble accepting different? You have so much, the biggest problem everybody has here is you fight it. And if something doesn't match your beliefs, it's got to smell a little bit like it, feel a little bit like it, yes? But if it's totally foreign and it doesn't match your beliefs at all, you push it off the cliff. You don't give it a second thought. You don't give it a first thought. I'm going to tell you something. I'll tell you when I got to win the game. I could leave here from this planet tonight, and I am totally satisfied. I'm not going to leave. Most of you are going to leave way before me. Okay? Well, do people with sick thoughts get sick? Do people with hateful thoughts hate? Do people who have depressive thoughts get depressed? Help me out here. I don't know. I could be wrong. Do people that have unconditional love and do not believe in the sinner syndrome or the failure thing that you have to repeat something 10,000 times to perfect it, do you think they're having fun? You don't? Oh, I'm not having fun.
Yeah, you are. I thought the answer was yes.
She's going, no, you're not having fun. Oh, really? So I've got to buy into being a sinner to have fun. How many sinners are having fun here? You know what? I'm going to tell you something. To come down on this planet, damn it, and think that you're not going to think like everyone else, you're crazy. Every one of you should get a badge of honor for making it this far. For making it this far. Your parents were dysfunctional. You were dysfunctional being parents. And your children are dysfunctional, and they're raising children, and now you're upset as a grandmother or grandfather because you know that you could do better because you've learned. I'm not here to do anything except try to bring some logic and some truth. And you know what? People don't like logic and they don't like truth. How many people know that the biggest study ever done on human beings was about one on thinking? How many people know that when they finished, they said that 80% of the population will never have logic or critical thinking? It's impossible. It's impossible. So 80% of the population will never have critical thinking or logic. And neither will this person who keeps wanting to talk to me. You know, they I don't know what they're thinking. Geez, you know, the call keeps hanging up. It must be a bad reception. Let's see how many times they do it. You know, but that is persistence. So they could find the perfect day.
Yeah, they're almost there.
Okay, because do you know the only way that you're ever going to have a perfect day is patience. Patience with yourself, not with other people. I don't have to have any patience for any of you. Because guess what? If I learn patience with myself,
well.
if I learn, and discipline, if I learn patience for myself, I'll have it for everyone else. If I have unconditional love for myself, I have it for everyone else. And don't tell me that you love your family. You love your family as long as they're giving you love. If they stop loving you, you would be so pissed off. Think about all the times that you played love ransom with them. Think about all the times you played love ransom with your body, ladies. Think about, man, how you played love ransom with your body. Think about how you played love ransom with your children if they didn't do what you wanted them to. Yeah? Then I lose this again. No, we're dedicated to the people that were on here. Okay? All right, they'll call back, and they're calling from, they'll call back a lot. I want you to understand something. You may not believe this, but some of you are sitting there going, look at how he judges everyone. And how many people are from the course that we just taught? Do I judge anyone? No. Do I observe people? Yes. That's right. And guess what? Those of you, and most of you, judge. And guess what happens when you judge? You have narrow-minded thinking. And guess what? When you judge, that makes you what? The judge. And when you're the judge, that means that people have to go to jail. That means that you'll go to jail, and the person that you judge went to jail. And then how long are you going to stay there? Well, they're only going to stay in jail as long as the beliefs that you learned from your parents and they learned from their parents and that we learned from society. That's it. So now your religion might put me in jail tonight forever, but it won't matter because I'm not going with you because I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think. Just think if I cared what everybody thought. Then I would end up being everyone doing everything else, and I'd never have a perfect day. I wouldn't have a perfect moment. What if I minded my own business and I had unconditional love and I had a law that said, do no harm? How many people would I hurt? How many would I hurt? But I tell you right now, I've offended a couple of people. I've been watching you. The arms, the face. I already see it. Oh my God, who does he think he is? Doesn't he know he's in a church? He needs to humble himself down and feel guilty. I ain't doing that for anybody. I will never humble down in front of any man, any person, any woman on this planet. And I will never make anyone ever humble down to me because we are all equals. And whether you like it or not, whether it's a Presbyterian church, a Catholic church, or out in the bush, we all came from the same creator. And you think that creator has a beard and he's got little food stuff stuck in it, and you think that it's a he and it's a man. That's, you know what? You always say he, God, he, don't we? We never say she. We never do. We don't even know what we're doing. We're so dumbed down, we actually call it a he. Do you think that God has testicles? Then why do you call it a he? Do you ever think? Nobody thinks anymore. Nobody thinks. You know what? The elite, they can dumb us down. The psychos, they're not elite. The psychos, those rich psychos, they're only rich because they made the game. And the majority's always going to play it. And that's it. You're never going to have a perfect day if you do anything the majority does. How many people here have a good diet? Don't, please. No. Yeah, that's true. The rest, you can see the people that don't have a good diet. You just have to look. You have to look. And understand something. You'll never have a perfect day if you eat toxic foods. Now, if I go into your fridge, I go into your cupboards at home, we're going to have a party, aren't we? If we were to throw out everything, okay, that has words that what? You can't read, Sage? And you can read, but guess what? Nobody ever takes the time to read. You just buy the stuff, don't you? You don't read the labels.
You really should.
People don't read the labels, and you don't know this. But when you go and you go, oh my God, that's such good product. You have to understand, any product that becomes popular is bought up by the tobacco industry. The tobacco industry owns the food industry. Did you know that? Nabisco, all of them. Find out who owns them. The tobacco industry. So the tobacco industry is feeding you and your family. How's that working for you? And that's the God's truth. All food comes from corporations unless it comes from the farmer. All of it. And then anybody that comes out with something organic and something beautiful and I just want to help, and they go, yeah, your business is worth $1 million. We'll give you $1.5 million. Honey, we can't give that up. Oh, you promise you won't alter the recipe? No, we'd never do that. As soon as they get it, they sneak in a little bit. You know what? There's something I really like, and the other day I bought it, and I brought it home, and say, check the label. I said, I know this company, Sage. And he goes, canola oil, right on the back. And I go, oh my God, and then I check it out, and the company got bought up. So understand something. That's how it's always going to be. They're always going to, you got to understand something. Okay, we're in a church, so let's get really holy about this. Okay, amen. Let's get really holy. There is an evil entity that lives on this planet, and your suffering makes it stronger. And your suffering gives it a 24-hour day orgasm. The best thing that you could ever do is guess what? Is to eat right, think right, break away from the sinner syndrome, break away from being a failure, and guess what? Understand you got to repeat something 10,000 times. And guess what? How many people here, and I know this is going to be, oh my God, I'm not listening to him anymore. I'm going to leave. You can leave if you want. But the reality is this, that what type of God watches you? Well, mine doesn't even watch me. Said, I've given you everything you need. Whatever happens, happens. You know what? If you want to rust out that vehicle, if you want to rot out that vehicle, you go ahead and do it. Your spirit's eternal. You decide how long you want to learn. You decide how much you want to burn. But guess what? You buy into all these rules for fools. I mean, how many people here have guilt for things they've done in the past? Now, I want to ask you a question. Does that make you a better person? Is there a home or a condo being built in heaven? No, seriously, because guess what? You don't even think about it, but guess what? You've been brainwashed to believe it. That guess what? That's the way to heaven. That's the way to happiness, is suffering. Do we buy into suffering at all?
No.
No. Okay, if we hurt someone, will we apologize?
Yeah.
But we will never say we're sorry. Okay, did anybody notice what's happening right now? I'm so sorry. We went from I'm sorry to so sorry to so sorry. And that's what COVID did. Now, you can just come near someone and you can feel the air of someone going by you and they'll apologize. I said this the other day, and I was just at the grocery store and this lady banged right into me. And you know what she said? Oh yeah, keep going. So anyways, this lady banged into me and she did a good job banging into me. And she goes, oh, I'm so sorry. And I said, no, thanks for touching me. And I touched her. And she went, oh, thank you. Now I'm confused. Was she coming on to me? You'd know better. You're at that age.
No, I don't know.
So how are you going to have a perfect day? I don't know, Sage. Take over.
Well, like, I'll come at it on a little bit lighter of a note. Like, so what is a perfect day to you? Why do you want to change? And these are the things, like, we question ourselves every day. And do you have a plan of action? Do you do any of those actual action steps on a daily basis that you're going to imprint something into you? It's like, yeah, sure, you can do it, but you fall off. So you really got to slow yourself down, slow your mind down, take a step back from the people around you.
Learn how to breathe.
Learn how to breathe. And do stuff that's, like, important. So, like, what is important? Spending time with yourself is important.
Yeah,
you need to write
I
down.
wouldn't want to do that because guess what? I got to busy myself because guess what? I'm a little sinner. Okay? I can't be with myself. That's it, and that's the God's truth right there. And here's one thing you want to think about. Why don't you go take a look at one of the major studies that was ever done. 98% of your day is spent in the subconscious. And guess what? 99% of the population has 70 to 90 beliefs that are killing them on a daily basis. Don't believe me? Want to check it out? Well, you haven't seen anybody dying lately? You haven't seen anybody looking like they're dying? You haven't seen anybody blowing up lately? You haven't seen anybody with a disease lately, which is just a symptom because nobody knows how to treat it? There are no diseases. There are no diseases in the human body. When you are a spirit being, there are no diseases. They're just symptoms. Every disease that you've ever been told that you're fighting right now, that autoimmune disease, how would you like to fight something that doesn't exist? There are no diseases. There's just symptoms of going to a practitioner that doesn't know what they're doing. You heard what I just said. Well, wait a minute, Dr. Wolfe, that can't be. Yes, I can be that 99.9% of the practitioners do not know what they're doing because they have been programmed and it's not their fault. It wasn't my parents' fault. They didn't know how to love themselves or love me or feed me or actually care for me the way that they would have loved to. It wasn't my fault that I didn't know how to care for Sage. Look how messed up he is. Did you take your medication?
Yeah, always.
Did you take your medication?
Always.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So it's like taking those action steps, and people don't know what that is. But every day you need to spend some time with yourself. If it's going through one of our 12 loving steps and going and doing some mirror work every day. But you
So go to the library and look at the 12 loving steps, or even buy into the Braveheart online emotional class, which will take you 33 days if you pour your heart into it. But guess what? Most of you can't do 33 minutes. I'm going to tell you something. This is a class we used to sell. And we might go back to selling it because guess what? When we'd sell it, people would finish it. Ever since we made it for free, it was almost $1,000. Okay, there has been. Are you ready for this? Oh, this is really great. 18,000 people have been into it, and 2% have finished it since we made it free. Yes, when we were charging almost $1,000, okay, 82% finished it. So we're not sure what to do anymore. We're confused, you know?
That's just it. Like, people don't have the care anymore about themselves, about anything, and you got to take the blinders off. Nobody, and he's touched on it earlier, nobody gives a shit about you guys. You are going to be the only person who really cares. Your family does, they care a bit, but what comes first always? It has to be yourself. And a lot of times you come first in a negative way because you were raised in a specific way where that is the normal. And the normal is really abnormal, and we just give in to ourselves all the time. And so you need to start writing down the things every day. What are your goals? And make it unbelievable. What is something that you aspire to be?
I think we got 2 Facebooks going. That was a TikTok, I think.
I guess so. Maybe.
Yeah.
Then you can remove it.
I can't trust you. You didn't take your medication.
Okay.
Okay.
You're such a distraction.
Well, look, they look the same, right?
It's the same. Yeah.
So
correct.
who are we going to kick off?
That one.
Okay, Sage wants to kick you off. Okay, just remember it was Sage. Okay, because we have 2 of them going. Okay, yeah, but the hearts are on this one. The other one doesn't have hearts.
It has more people.
Okay, sorry.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop. See, and so, like, when people don't slow down, they get burnt out, and that's what this looks like. And just kidding, you know. But you need to take the time for yourself.
You're a riot.
Because
when's your new show coming out?
things get unorganized.
Okay, see, it was
you
this
let
one.
yourself
Or
go
was
back
it?
on yourself, and so start writing down. What are your goals? Where do you want to get at? Is health something that you want? Is it more flexibility? Is it more wealth? And you need to know that.
Why can't you have it all?
Yeah, you can have it all.
We have it all.
But you need to know that it's not just about you.
And you can't have it all until you become all.
You need to be the shining light. Because until you have people wanting to change in themselves because of you, I don't want to go change anybody. But I want people to see me and want to change themselves because of that. And they're like, wow, like his goals, his aspirations, like that just makes me want to do mine. And we have totally polar opposite things that we like. But do you trigger anybody on a daily basis to want to change their life?
Do you inspire?
Do you inspire?
Not perspire. Okay? And understand something right now. Okay, remember what I told you about your beliefs? How about this? I told you that you are not in the present moment except only 2% of the day. Now, if you're not going to be in the present moment 2% of the day, which is real science, guys, okay, but only 2% of the day, do you think that maybe you should go in and make every belief based on unconditional love and I'm amazing, I deserve everything, I am the creator of my life, my imagination is everything, the image I have of myself, the world, my family, and everything else, and that I deserve everything? Guess what? How many of you people want things and you're not getting them? It's because you don't deserve them. That's the only reason. You know, you're putting signals out there to the universe.
Manifestation is everything.
Yeah.
And you know what? I say, oh, I really want that. And then still 70% of my day is me going back and coping on and like going back and dealing with like stuff in the past. And then stuff in the past is going to make me depressed. If I'm constantly thinking about the future, I'm never going to be in the present moment. And when I'm thinking about the future, I'm getting worried. So the past is going to be depression. The future is going to be worry.
And anxiety.
So where are you going to find that balance?
In your breath.
In your
In your breath.
In the present moment. And if you're not able to get
And a
into your
slight
breath,
smile. Always wear a slight smile. Even if, oh, well, did you hear about the new war? Did you hear about the atomic bomb? Did you hear about Uncle Harry just had a heart attack? Just be like this. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something right now. That no matter how bad things get, I make sure that I'm always wearing a slight smile. And guess why? Because if I do that, I'm in a parasympathetic state, in a healing state. And guess what? Does everybody understand that as long as you have any anxiety, that all your energy is in your legs and your arms? And no wonder you have arthritis in your hands. Did you know that arthritis in the hands is actually from anxiety? It's inflammation and it's calcification. And I want to talk about that tonight too, before we get talking about non-surgical and things like that. But a perfect day comprises of what? The first morning is the hour of power. What do you do and how do you start your day? Nobody gets up I got up in the wrong side of the bed. Well, which side is the good side for you? You know, who says this stuff, right? Okay, and then the last hour of the day is the hour of power. So what are you doing to wind down and show your gratefulness and be thankful for everything you have and getting your mind set for the next day? What are you doing? You're watching the news. And I know some people don't, but guess what? I don't watch the news anymore. I watch alternative news.
Yeah, but like
I'm not as scared.
Scrolling through Facebook, looking at anything on social media is the same thing as news.
That's right. And guess what? I watch alternative news where the good guys are telling me that the world is ending. Understand something. You're addicted. You're all addicted. I'm addicted, but not anymore. I'm not.
There's something though with being
Adrenaline.
kind of caught up and like up to date with specific things. It's
Yeah,
good
but
to
it's
know
not
it,
hard.
but that's not hard. That's a glance here and there. We waste so much time and you're burning yourself out with blue light. And in general, watching that stuff does not make you happy. So when you feel like that, you're releasing histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol, and then your body's in an acidic state 80% of the day. So where is this healing taking place?
And I'm going to bring you all up to speed, okay? God has never judged you, okay? You are all beautiful, okay? You're the creators of your life, and nobody else is.
Yeah.
If you connect to your breath, wear a slight smile, okay? Get up first thing in the morning before you get out of bed, okay? All right, send love to 3 things that you hate. Okay, practice that, because if you can overcome that, and one of them will be you, and you'll probably be on the top of the list. Okay, and then the next thing is do belly button therapy. If you don't know about it, check it out. It doesn't cost any money. It releases more dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Wouldn't it be great to wake up without any stress and be in a parasympathetic state? That's a healing state. If you get up with anxiety, there goes your whole day. Okay, all right, so how you start your day is really important. So look up belly button therapy right here. That's it. And this and this is our belly button buddy. Okay, all right, okay, all right. So some of you need to clean out your belly button before you let him go head first. Okay. Now, you know, a lot of people will do this so often he hasn't got any arms left.
It is true.
Yeah, but the reality is let me just tell you about that. Let's walk through a day. Can we do that? So first thing, before I open my eyes, I'm going to connect to the Lionheart breathing and put a slight smile on my face. 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, and guess what? I'm going to put a slight smile on my face. If I put a slight smile on my face and I do the Lionheart breathing, go ahead. Let's all do that right now. Close your eyes and think about the worst thing that ever happened in your life. Put a slight smile on your face and go 6 seconds in and 7 seconds out. Okay, the worst thing that ever happened in your life. It was just awful. Keep smiling, because any of you that don't have a slight smile on your face, you're buying it right now. Now, I see 4 people that tried to smile, but they can't because they don't smile. They haven't practiced smile. And there's a lot of people in the world, when you tell them to smile, they give you the invisible finger. Okay? And it's like this. Don't you... Damn you, you don't tell me to smile. I'm not smiling because I'm miserable, and I'm not smiling for anyone. And guess what? Everybody's going to get what they gave me, nothing. Okay? So did it work out? Could you, the worst thing that ever happened, did you put a slight smile on and connect to your breath? How'd it feel? It couldn't take hold, could it? So the reality is guess what? When you tell somebody to take a deep breath in and out, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, and do a slight smile, guess what? And the person refuses to, don't try to sell that person again. Leave them go. Let them just stay in their old wretched way. I'm going to mind my own business. You know, I just closed down the Extopper World Healing and Training Center. That was a 20-room center. Do you understand? We didn't close it down because we weren't making money. We're making lots of money. We closed it down because we're doing this world tour and we're going to open up a smaller place. And then guess what? We're only going to have the 1% of the 1% come in. I'm not talking about the people with money. We're talking about the people that are dedicated to heal. Not, hey, Dr. Wolfe, I've got stage 3 cancer and me and my wife thought we'd go on a holiday and I'll come down there for 10 days and you can heal me. We're not doing this.
Yeah.
Do not bring me your sick and dying. Bring me the people that say, I have everything to live for. I deserve everything. I've learned my lesson. I don't need to burn. I need to learn. And that means the people that come to us, they won't be coming to us for less than 2 weeks and up to even 3 months.
And in that time, though, like when
We're
you
gonna-
have that kind of mentality coming to you, you heal so quick.
Yeah.
But like as soon as you let that like lack of self-confidence come in and like that guilt come in and the questionability, you're screwed. You're screwed because it's over. You're like it's going to be more of a prominent thought. I'm going to tell you there's more negative out there than positive. So what do you have to try to be every single day?
Why is there more negative than positive? Because this is the game. This is planet Earth, a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure where God said, I am going to let the psychos control all the money, and they'll be able to buy everybody's love. They'll be able to buy people. They'll be able to buy other human beings to hurt other human beings and even kill them. And let's see if the humans can feed their spirit and rise, because guess what? There's about 150,000 maybe of these psychos that are running the planet. There's 8 billion of us, and you're going to tell me that we don't deserve what's going on right now? There's 8 billion of us? Seriously? You can't even go to the store without putting GMOs, okay, and sugar and flour and dairy and processed foods, and they take up the majority of the money you spend.
Yeah.
And guess what? You can't even do that. Enough complaining, enough explaining. The government is not broken. It's a corrupt, crooked, poisonous system to poison the majority of the population until they wake up. Okay? The medical system is not a healthcare system. It is emergency care, and we need an emergency care system because none of you are into self-care. If most of the population was in self-care, the hospitals would close. The only thing they're dealing with is chronic health problems because you use them for your health care and they don't know anything. And what they do know is killing you because they work for the Rockefellers. Now, if you think I'm kidding, you've got your head up your butt so far because all of the things that they put scripts on are all made out of petroleum. Just like the plastic bottles when they replaced them with the glass. Just like everybody's shoes are not made out of rubber, they're made out of petroleum now. And that's why you need leather or walk bare feet. I walk bare feet everywhere. Is it true? Am I in my bare feet everywhere? Yeah. In supermarkets, stores. I just went to Saks Fifth Avenue, had to go buy some shirts. I walked in bare feet. Okay? I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to be you. I don't want to be the majority. I want to be the minority. I don't care if people love me or hate me. I don't want them to hate me, but I'm going to love everybody because I understand this. We're all at different levels.
First, so
I'm going to love me.
You do what you got to do.
That's right. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. There's monkey feet. And I'm going to be proud of it.
Yeah.
Okay? And you be proud of yourself. And understand something. As soon as you start to rise, your family, their subconscious is going to attack you. Okay? Because everybody's programmed.
You're going to feel embarrassed and you're going to question yourself. And
you
then
couldn't,
as soon as you bring that frequency back down, you're going to be like calling either somebody or us again and being like, I feel like this again. This is arising again. And it's like, why do you feel that way? Because you let people affect you.
Yeah, because you know why? Do you know why you do? Because if you loved yourself, you wouldn't compromise yourself. And you know what? I'd rather have a contaminated love than no love at all. Because love is like oxygen, and I can't breathe when I don't get it.
Yeah.
Well, how many times do you drink alcohol when you know you don't want it? How many times do you eat the food when you know it's not good for you and you still do it? How many times do you go and watch something on TV or you do something and you know it's no good for you? And you're going to continually do that until you practice loving and caring for yourself. So in the morning, you're going to get up. Before you open your eyes, you're going to connect yourself to your breath because that connects yourself to your higher power, your God, your source, whatever you want to call it. And remember something, God only whispers. So, you have to be at peace to even listen. Get your belly button therapy and then do your belly button therapy. It releases dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins more than anything else known on this planet. So now I'm in a parasympathetic state. I'm gonna think about all the things I'm grateful for, and then I'm gonna talk to myself and say, these are the things I'd like to do today. But you're gonna say, well, you don't have to say this, is what I say. But God, you know better. When things don't go my way and there's a bump in the road, that means I need to slow down and take a look. When there's a quick right-hand turn, it's because I can't see around corners, but you can. I am not going to fixate myself on something. You know what? I'll say to Sage, I've got to get the perfect day written. I've been trying to redo the perfect day for like 6 months. Yeah, and it drives everybody crazy because I keep mentioning it. But I am going to finish it in 4 weeks from now. 4 weeks. It'll be done.
I believe it.
Okay, all right. But you wait till it is. Guess what? This manual will be about 400 pages, and it will be the most powerful. It'll be the most powerful written book when it comes to self-care and health that the planet's seen. I'm telling you. And do you know why? Because I said so. And because I demand it. And guess what? And that which you call God demands it for me. And guess what? I don't get down on my knees begging God, please. I tell God what I want. And guess what? I'll get it. And guess what you do? God damn it, I hate my life. I hate my life. I hate my life. You're going to get that too. Okay? Okay? All right? I got to kill this cancer. Yeah. Well, you'll kill the cancer and you'll kill yourself. And because how did you try to kill the cancer? You know what? Cancer is not something that should be killed. It's only there because it's trying to save your life. You wouldn't know it if it bit you. And I can explain that if you want tonight. And I'll tell you, I know what's going on in the body, and we know how to heal people. Guess what? How many clinics do you guys go to that offers a money-back guarantee you're not going to go to surgery? How many people give you a money-back guarantee when you go to get a perfect day consult? If you're not totally happy, you don't have to tell us why you want your money. Just take it. So whenever you're done, okay, whenever you're done thinking that it's about money for us, it isn't. But the reality is that we're abundant on all levels, even when we don't have money. Do you understand? Right. Okay, the most abundant time in my life is when I had $2,200. Ask my son. $2,200 left, and I had 3.2 million, and I blew that up completely. And I'll tell you something. Only 12 years ago, I had $2,200 left. And guess what? How was I doing?
You're doing great.
Doing great.
You had a great summer.
I had a great summer, yeah. You know, he danced for money. And,
and then, but like, that's a huge, that's one of my favorite analogies because he just like said it and made me think. And it's like, so just say like $5 million, $10 million. If I said, I'm going to give you $10 million, but you can't wake up tomorrow, what would you prefer? You can have $10 million today, but you can't wake up tomorrow. So why are you letting yourself go to waste? Unless you question that and said, I'd rather take the $10 million for a day.
What are you guys worth? What are you really worth? Most people aren't worth $150 to get a consultation to create a perfect day strategy from the moment they rise till they close their eyes. And then we give you unlimited phone calls. Doesn't matter if you call 20 times a day. And all of my practitioners. And all the practitioners that just finished the training. And the ones that were doing all the trainings around the world. Go to braveheartnation.com. And every one of my practitioners give a money-back guarantee on their therapy. Even if they took it for the first time, the 22-day whole life coach, Wolfe Non-Surgical, they will give a money-back guarantee where the naturopathic failed, the chiropractor failed, the medical doctor failed, and they will take you. Let me tell you something right now. There is a practitioner, doctor, and everyone that's sitting here. There's a genius inside of everyone. You know what? You're only good at what you're good at because that's your belief. I'm not good at that. Well, you just keep that up. You just keep saying that. She will never love me. You're right. I'm never good enough for her. Okay? I can never do enough. That's right. You never can. So understand, watch your mouth. Watch what you think. Watch what you drink. And watch what you eat. But remember something. If you did one thing, it would all be over. If you felt your way through. Okay? And I'm not talking about, I'm an empathic. Every empathic that I've met in the last 5 years is I'm a victim and I feel all suffering. That is not an empathic. I'm an empathic. I can feel everything that's going on here. Can I? I am. And the reality is I know what you're thinking. I can see what everybody's doing here, who likes it, who doesn't, and it doesn't matter who likes it or who doesn't. You got to understand that. That's an empathic. To be able to feel people, to be able to feel what's going on, feel your way through life. You can feel what's going on with people so that you can help them, but you don't take it personal. My God, if I were to take it personal every time somebody hates me, because I can get hated a lot. People like him a lot more.
Debatable.
That's true, there was that girl. Anyway, so we start our morning like that, and you know what? When we get out of bed, the first thing we do, of course, we're going to go to the bathroom, usually. Some people can't go to the bathroom anymore, and I can talk about that. And some people can't stop urinating in their underwear. I can talk about that too. But that's all that's happening, and that's because that's pelvic rot and calcification. I do want to talk about that tonight. But the reality is, as soon as you get up in the morning, you want to drink a quart of warm to hot water. And if you put black diamond in it, and you do that right away, you're going to suck up the acid. And guess what? And your body's like a river. So let's go and flush that out. And remember something, everyone. From 4 o'clock in the morning until 12 o'clock, you are cleansing. That's your cleansing period. So why are you going and eating a big breakfast? You just shut that down. And understand, breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. So you know what? That it was for the farmer who was going to go out and he wasn't going to get back for a long time. The reality is this: we're eating ourselves to death. I eat one meal a day.
And the farmer's also up at 4 in the morning.
He's also up at 4 in the morning. Yeah. But the reality is this, is that we're going to get up and we're going to hydrate and we're going to detoxify. And if you can, get yourself a structured water unit, because structured water, it will hydrate 1,000% better than anything. Kangen water, filtered water, Fiji water, doesn't matter what you're talking about. Structured water, rainwater, structured water. Waterfalls is structured water. Okay, fast moving rivers are structured water. And this is structured water. Now we're going to travel around the world, and you can believe it and then think, well, I'm really psycho. And guess what? We'll put this under any tap. Mm-hmm. And then we'll drink straight, and there's no filter. Because understand, frequency, which is the invisible, okay, overrides the physical. So even if the heavy metal or the chemical is still in there, it will not touch the human body. And that is a God-given gift. Your rain that comes down, and we know what's in the rain now. And understand, why isn't it hurting the birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees, and the microorganisms? Because it's structured. Guys, don't believe me, but there's proof in the pudding. The crops are just as good as they were 500 years ago. And then also, you're not gonna shower in the morning to start your day in chlorine and fluoride, are you? You get a structure unit, a shower unit, or a whole house unit, and guess what? You'll never have to deal with the poison again. How many people know in the morning when you take a shower and it's nice and hot to wake up or to have that hot shower that you're actually off-gassing into your lungs, and that's cancer causing? And how many people know that when you take a hot shower, that's the same comparison, depending on the city you live in, that you just took in 20 glasses of water that would have chlorine and fluoride in them into your bloodstream. 20 glasses, if you drank 20 glasses of water in one shower. See, you're programmed to only believe what you need to believe, but now you're going to go and grab your bottled water, which the plastic is made out of petroleum, and guess what? There's no such thing as healthy plastic water. And all waters have approximately 125 chemicals, even Fiji water. They get it, and it's great, but it's not untouched. It's processed.
Fiji water is actually one of the ones with the most heavy metals in it.
I know. It's everybody, you are just a product of really good marketing. Okay? Really good marketing. So anyways, you want to start your day off and understand, remember this, 3/4 of an ounce of water for every pound. And that's what you need to drink. And if you're smart and you're a woman and you're an average weight woman, but if you're as big as a man, we're going to drink like a man, aren't we? Because if you're as heavy as a man, then that means that you are infected and inflamed and you're ready to blow, girl. And that you need lots of water to put out that fire. So you take your weight, 3/4 of an ounce. You want to drink half of it by when? You ready for this? Before noon. You want to drink the other half of your water. When? Before 4 o'clock. Now you're going to urinate and it's all done when you go to bed. Do you understand? And you're going to really do the water, but none of you do water. You pretend to do water. We carry the bottle around all day. Oh yeah, it got into me. Yeah, or you see this lady and she's like about 180 pounds. She's got this little thing like this. What's going on here? What's going on in the head? And also, everything that you eat. Remember something, no matter what you put in your mouth, leaves. All the water, all the food, leaves the body. All the water, all the food, leaves the body. The only thing that stays in there is the light and the frequency. So how much frequency is in a donut?
0.
Okay, so the higher the vibration, that was really good, but that's only because you knew that because of the hole. Right, whatever. Okay, yeah. So anyways, everything is vibration. Guess what? Who you hang around with. How do they make you feel? Yeah, I don't feel very good, but I'm married to them. Well, that would only be 80% of the population doesn't feel good about who they're married to. Does everybody know that? Okay? And that's on a bad way. We're talking about causing cancer and heart disease. Most relationships, most marriages cause cancer and heart disease. That's right. 80% of them cause cancer and heart disease. Don't look at me. Look at the stats on it. Okay? And this is because you both entered the relationship with empty, broken hearts. I'll fill yours if you fill mine. How long did that work? The honeymoon was over in a year and a half. Yes or no? Okay. And then guess what? From there, it was bump and grind. Well, how's things now? Well, you know. No, I don't. Oh, yes, you do. Because in my lifetime, I probably met 3 or 4 couples, max, that unconditionally love themselves and each other. And they won the game. They already won the earth game. Nobody owns them, but you're owned. You're owned. And then, do you know how many people I meet every day that are so miserable, but they will not leave because it's my house? Okay? My house, it's my house. Okay, all right, whatever. I'm not even going to deal with that. It's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay? I'd rather start all over and have an adventure. But look at, and I did a one-a-day the other day, and you're not going to ever have a perfect day if you're married and your vows were this: to death do us part. Wow. Got to get me some of that one. And for most of you, that's what you're doing. Or how about this one? For richer or poor, that will never be my life. You want to be poor? You know, that's called poverty thinking. And the reality is, did anybody ever notice that people who believe that money's easy to make, they make it? Did anybody ever notice that people who believe that money is evil, they don't make it? Money is dirty, they don't make it? Well, guess what money is to me? Only energy. It's only energy that moves things, that creates things, that helps my aspirations, my imagination for creation. Look at, cost me $125,000 to make a library on my website, and it's the biggest self-love, self-care library, and it's free. We have an app coming out, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we now have 248,000 into that app. That app's free, and it's coming out in 3 months. So, okay, so money's dirty, eh? Okay, why can't we use money like they use money? Why can't we bring powerful things out, okay, and base it on not the love of power, but the power of love? And it's the power of love. What do you think your life would look like if you just loved them anyway? No matter what they thought, no matter what your family thought, what your friends thought. And what if you loved yourself enough that, guess what? You were able to let family go. You were able to let friends go. And you said, I want to go higher. You can't fly higher if you're going to stay with the same friends and family if they're not changing. And I've never met any friends and family to change. It's a warrior's trip, isn't it? Yeah. It's a warrior's journey. That's what it is.
You got to go hard.
And you got to go hard, on loving yourself and caring for yourself. And you know what? When the world comes up against you, you're not going to come up against the world. Every war that was ever created was not created for us, but you went to fight it for the psychos. Now they own the army, they own the police, they own healthcare, and now they own all the food corporations, okay? And guess what? They don't own me, and no matter what they throw at us, I'm 66 and I've got perfect health. When my parents were, my father died at 55, my mother died at 52 of cancer. And I'm only getting started. My father was a pastor and a carpenter, and he lived in fear all his life. My mother was terrorized by her upbringing and really bad things that happened to her. Never knew it. Wish I could go back and help them. But you can't help your family until you help yourself find joy and happiness, no matter what the crisis is. From now on, you're not going to gobble like a turkey. You're going to spread your wings and become an eagle. Every time there's a chaos and crisis, you're going to keep your mouth shut and allow everybody to lose themselves. And then when they're all done, you can go help them, because they're going to need help, because they will have kicked the living crap out of themselves. You can't have a perfect day unless you are going to process everything through your heart from now on. Any questions? None.
On the structured water, even, I have a well, and we have spring water in the area. I live in St. Augustine near Green Cove Springs. So,
Every well is debatable,
that's what I'm.
and every well needs a structured water unit, and that's the God's truth. And what you want to do is you want to get a structured water unit and then run a drip line that will drip the structured water back into the well, and the water will be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the spring water you were saying, though?
The spring water is, it goes into the Florida aquifer. It's, they have actually a spring pool and everything there. But, that's where we get our water from, that we structure.
Yeah, you have to.
We don't use the well water to drink or cook with. We just use it to bathe in, and that was my next question was, how about bathing in that water?
Well, if you structure the water, you'll hydrate better. But I wouldn't worry about it.
But, yeah,
I wouldn't worry
shallow
about it.
water.
And understand something. Never ask the city how good the water is. You have to bring in somebody privately that actually believes in health, and then you let them test the water. Okay? So just understand that one. Okay? There's health, and then there's not health, right? Okay? All right? Yes? In regards to Black Diamond, yeah?
So what's the structure in it? What's in it?
Well, Black Diamond is humic and fulvic. And humic and fulvic is what is plant life that's millions of years old. It's what the dinosaurs ate. And you want to grab it there, the Black Diamond? Now, humic and fulvic, are you ready for this? Okay, guess what? If you did a pinch of humic and fulvic in your drinking water, and if you did Black Diamond in your blender drinks, let's say you did anywhere from a teaspoon to, depending on the condition, a tablespoon twice a day of the Black Diamond, the big jar.
Black gold.
Black gold, I mean. If you did the black gold in your blender drinks, you can put it in your soups. You can mix that.
Make coffee with
You
it.
can put your coffee drip through it, but that's not part of the.
I don't do that.
That's not part of the therapeutic part. Well, let me just go back. He said the coffee. So if you want to drip your water through the black gold and the black gold sits on top of your coffee, best tasting coffee, and no heavy metals, no acidity, buffers it right down. It totally cleans it up. Remember that humic and fulvic, they will lock down everything, parasites, heavy metals, chemicals, GMOs, viruses, and it'll lock it down. Hey, do you want to know something? We do what we call advanced water fasting. Have you ever heard of people doing advanced water fasting and no symptoms? Yeah, guess what? We have 6 different things. I've got an advanced water fast coming up. If you go and go on to Doc of Detox, you'll see it's coming. And I do a kickoff, and then I do where we go for 2 weeks and we put our products on sale. And then what we do is then we do a 6-day advanced water fast. If you're going to only do one, do one. Some people go 60 days on our advanced water fast. If you've never done a water fast before, or you would know that if you did do one, you get headaches, you feel crappy. Well, on our water fast, well, let's put it this way. You will create more stem cells. The autophagy will be much stronger. You will not turn on your digestive tract. You'll bypass the Krebs cycle, and you'll get 1,000% more results. And that's a fact. We've been doing it long enough. I've been doing fasting since I was 18. And I brought out the advanced water fast when I was 30 years old. And anybody who does a water fast today, with all the blue light poisoning, all the 5G, all the GMOs, all the heavy metals, okay, all the chemicals inside of them, when they go to do a water fast, you're unleashing too much too fast, and your body cannot filter it. When you're doing the black diamond on the water fast, when you're doing our infinite iodine, when you're doing our ionic calcium, when you're doing our fulvic drops, okay, when you're doing our IGF 300, do you know what IGF 300 is? Well, your liver used to make it. Remember when you could go out and party today and you'd be ready tonight to go again? You remember when you just felt like you had abundant energy? Well, that's because the human growth hormone that you made went into your liver and created IGF 300,000. Now, guess what? If you took that 3 times a day, you can do it on my water fast, never turns on your digestive tract, never turns on the Krebs cycle, and you'll have more energy, and you will not have any pain or suffering. Isn't that what it's all about? See, no, it's not. I'll tell you what life is about here. Suffering. Tell me that life isn't about suffering for almost everybody sitting here. It's about suffering. I had 12 people in my course this time, and guess what? These are people that have been working on learning how to unconditionally love themselves, and they're still suffering. I won't do things that suffer. I won't do anything I won't do it. No, suffering is not the way to the Lord. You know, heaven is in the mind, and I'm going there now. Okay, so understand something. We do everything, and there's no suffering. It's not about the suffering. Well, don't want to get a healing crisis. There's no such thing as a healing crisis if you do it right. Open up the portals. Does anybody know, you ever hear of zeolite? Well, it doesn't work. It'll suck stuff up, but it doesn't work like this. Has anybody heard of activated charcoal? It doesn't work like this, because the humic fulvic is what you found in the soil when the food was so rich. They stole all the humic fulvic from the soil, because as soon as you do that, the microorganisms can't live properly. How many people know that when you take good bacteria capsules, it doesn't restore the good bacteria in your body? It just buffers things down. How many people know that when you take black gold, okay, and you take let's say if I had a really bad situation, I just did a round of antibiotics and decided to just blow up my whole immune system and my life, okay? If I take the black gold, a tablespoon of it twice a day in a blender drink, guess what? Just one of Mummy's good bacteria, which you have more than that, but only just one of Mummy's good bacteria, you'll have trillions in 3 to 4 days. Because black gold restores the good bacteria in the large intestine faster than anything else known, and I can prove it. Okay, because they feed off of it. But when you take the black gold internally, what does it do? It drops off 70 to 80 micronutrients. And guess what it does? It sucks up every virus, sucks up every heavy metal that it comes near. The best heavy metal cleanse, best parasite cleanse in the world is black gold and black diamond. Black diamond, when you take it and put it in your water, makes your water taste better. And guess what it does? It crosses the blood-brain barrier. And guess what it does? Sucks up all the heavy metals, okay? And what else it do? It brings the pH back, okay? And it also sucks up the chemicals. And that's all we wanted. And it gets rid of any parasites, whether they're in the brain or in the blood. And then that goes and cleans up your digestive tract and restores it. These 2 products are like unbelievable. If somebody said I can only do 3 products, it would be this, the black gold, and the daily cleansing tea. And if you did the daily cleansing tea every morning and every night, you wouldn't be fat.
No, that's for sure.
You wouldn't be fat. Because guess what? Daily and when I say fat, I mean infected and inflamed. How many people know that right now, 86% on an average of the American population is overweight? How many people know that from 40 to 60%, depending on what city you go and state, okay, are obese? And do you know what obesity is now? 40 pounds overweight. Do you know what it was 20 years ago? 10 pounds. They changed it for you. Isn't that nice? Okay, well, can't you tell they changed it? Look at the clothes. And then they went and changed all the sizes to make you feel better. The reality is the joke's on you. Okay? People aren't overweight, they're over-infected. And when you're toxic, you become inflamed. When you get inflamed, you pull the calcium out of your bones. How many people know that, guess what? When you go, you know that 47% of the women are now urinating in their panties all day long in the United States.
You definitely could put the black gold in a French press.
And guess what?
That's what you just asked.
Your bladder, the valve that lets the urine go, is calcified. How many people know that? How many people know that you need stents put in your heart because the arteries are calcifying? How many people know that? How many people know that arthritis is because you're calcifying in your joints? Everything is a calcification, scar tissue formation problem. Now I want you to go to all the functional medicine doctors out there, the naturopaths, and go tell them that it's a calcification, scar tissue problem. They'll look at you like you have two heads because they're not taught properly. I'm trying to get something across to you.
What's your question?
Yeah.
My question in regards to decalcification.
Is what?
Sure.
Decalcification?
Correct. So, do you know with the black hole, does it help with the gland to decalcify?
There are some
Are you
products.
talking specifically about the pineal gland?
Oh, the pineal gland, yeah. Well, when it comes to the pineal gland, you're looking at doing ionic calcium therapy, okay?
Non-surgical is also.
Okay, and you want to do cell sonic, you can do non-surgical. That's a bodywork technique that we do. But understand something, anybody can decalcify their pineal gland, all right? Your pineal gland doesn't want to be calcified. Go and do Merigen. Do Merigen 3 times a day, okay? And tell me that you don't have higher thinking. And you can actually see this. If you go into our website to the Doc of Detox library, and go in and take a look at ionic calcium therapy. We're not allowed to put the information on our website. We have to hide it in our library because the FDA said it's not toxic. But if you put that on your website and if you let people buy it without calling in, we will destroy you. Okay, now just know that ionic calcium therapy will totally pull all the calcium back in to where it belongs, and it'll actually calcify properly your whole system. So what you want to do if you want to decalcify your pineal gland is get on the black diamond. Okay, why? Because it crosses the blood-brain barrier. And it brings down the acidity, brings down the heavy metals. Now, if you don't have those, okay, then why would you be calcified? Right? Okay, so we want to make sure that we stop what's happening. Get on the Merigen. That's the most strongest one. And then also get on IGF 300,000. Why? Because it goes in and it balances the hormones. It'll actually inhibit cancer cells. It'll actually excite normal cells, healthy cells. Okay? The other thing you want to do is you want to also get on infinite iodine. How many people know that Lugol's iodine, Nacean iodine are toxic? Okay? Here, you want to take that?
I got it.
Okay. Anyways, the only pure iodine in the world is this one, and you cannot take too much and blow your thyroid. This iodine, you can spray it in the back of your throat. It'll neutralize the virus in 15 seconds. You can put it in your eye. You can nebulize it and breathe it in, and you can believe this or not believe this, but guess what? Debbie has a client that had stage 4 lung inflammation, which they call cancer. She nebulized, she did the ionic calcium, and guess what? It's not there anymore. Okay, Shalou. She has a gentleman who has stage 4 cancer, was given 3 months to live. He no longer has it. Just think if you were to nebulize infinite iodine, that's a gas, goes into your lungs, goes into your bloodstream, goes into your brain. And you know one of the most powerful things for women is? Do you know where you absorb your nutrients 1,000% more? In your vagina. So you can take things orally, but for a woman, if she does vaginal infusion of nutraceuticals, she can heal everything from her toe to her brain. It doesn't matter what you got going on. Go take a look at vaginal infusion and then rock your world. Go find out how you will restore your vaginal canal and your whole pelvis. You know, you could actually do vaginal infusion, and guess what happens? You can actually heal your hips and your low back. Yeah, because guess what? We've been pooping in our pelvis since we were children because we're all eating such a great diet. And because mommy and daddy didn't know what a good poop was. When our pooping is our computer, and it tells us exactly how we ate yesterday. And in my perfect day guide that you'll get for free when you get a consultation from us, $150. This book's worth $500 any day of the week. And it tells you everything you need to do, tells you why you're suffering from that dis-ease because of this personality disorder. And what is a personality disorder? Well, it would be a belief that isn't working for you, right? And guess what? 70 to 90% of the beliefs that people have are actually making them sick. Look at how you struggle for happiness and health. Tell me I'm wrong. And guess what? I already told you your subconscious rules 98% of your day. So if it's true, do you think it would be wise to go in and only put unconditional love and care beliefs in there and make them prominent, dominant, so that when you're not in your conscious mind and living in the subconscious, guess what? You won't hurt yourself or anyone else. Think about that. And guess what? And only 1 out of 10,000 people make it. Most people will only take it to the point that they bring the burner down. Okay? Look at how many people just want pain management. They don't want to learn how to master their pain. They just want pain management. How many pain management clinics are there? You know, we get sucker punched all the time. Why do you want just your pain managed? Why don't you just want to master it? Because pain is a GPS telling you whether or not you're in love with yourself. Yeah, you heard what I said. In love with yourself. And that's a sin today. Isn't that something? So hating yourself is for the majority, isn't it? Think about all the things that you don't like about yourself and then throw them in the garbage. Take a look at all the things you love about yourself and then just focus on that, and welcome to your new world. And understand the people that you think you've let down, they're not even thinking about you anymore. Tell me they are. The people that you believe let you down, do you think about them often? No, you're too busy thinking about all the bad things you've done and who you've let down. So at least call everybody up and tell them that you're suffering. Okay, now what I'd like to do, because
I'll see you guys later.
yeah.
No, I'm here.
Come on up, Debbie. Come on up, Dina. And also Dana, come on up. See if you can all squeeze in here. We're going to let the girls take over. But just know this, everyone. Go to braveheartnation.com. Take a look at our courses. Take a look at our trainings that we have. You know, you can have Sage come to your home. He will teach you how to do non-surgical. He'll come to your clinic. He'll certify you privately if you want. We've got a whole life coach coming up course. That's a 9-day course with me. How is it? How was the course this time?
It was great. It's amazing. This was my 4th time working on my doctorate, and just what I know and just watching everybody come in and see the change just in 9 days. It's amazing to see what happens to each and every person, and it's incredible to really get that wake-up call and to know that I was right back there back in last August. And, you know, it's just been an incredible journey that I've had so far. And Dina and Dana, so it's the 4 Ds. We got Darrell, Debbie, Dina, Dana,
Well,
And,
thank God. I don't want to be just double D. I want to be quadruple D. Okay? And listen, somebody was asking about diet, please. Listen, the best thing to do, guys, and I know you're going to think this is a sales pitch, but think about how much money's left over. So pay $150, go to docofdetox.com, click on consultations, and then guess what? Pay $150 and you get an hour consultation, and then you get lifetime support. And even if your master consultant leaves in a year or 2 years, my number's 469-861-9454. I got back to everyone. I don't have one call to make. I got back to everyone, and I just finished the course. So listen to me. You can call up anytime you want, and you're going to get it. You can get a consult from Debbie. You can get one from Dina or Dana, and they do the same thing. We're all going to give you unlimited support, and you're going to get in a PDF file that 400-page manual. It's almost 400 pages. And if you want to buy it, we're going to sell it to you for cost, a hard copy, and those hard copies are coming out in 3 weeks. Okay? And understand, I guarantee you it's the best book that you've ever, because if you read a book, it's great if it inspires you, but how would you like to read a book that tells you how to take massive personal action from your little baby having a fever to you having eczema, constipation, or even cancer? And that's the deal. You know what? You want to be the one in charge. Go to my library if you don't want to do that. Don't want to spend the money. I get it. And go take a look at the 4 pillars of the perfect day. Go watch how to become number 1 at the other number 2. Trust me, I will teach you more in that than you've ever learned about health. And then go watch Reverse the Irreversible. And I'll show you how old age is only displaced calcium and scar tissue, and how your doctor doesn't know crap about it, and how 90% or more of natural health practitioners do not understand it either. And I'm not putting them down. I'm trying to tell you, did they ever do a sucker job on us? Okay? Believe nothing. Go check that out and then call me up. Tell me what you think. And then also, for you women, go watch I Am Woman and find out what happened 5,000 years ago when you were in charge and the feminine power was in charge, and how the masculine is going to cause the 6th extinction on this planet within 10 to 20 years. And extinction doesn't mean we're all gone. It just means that the people that are called the low-hanging fruit will be gone. The people that are making low vibrational choices on what they eat, think, and drink, and how they live. And that's the deal. Okay, we all have a chance. We all have a choice. And we better use our brains. And I'm telling you that right now. And for those of you that want to go and take a look at the most in-depth study that was ever done on cancer, go into my library and watch The Emotional Chemistry of Cancer, Disease, and Healing. And listen, if you've got questions, feel free to call me. Tomorrow I'm going to be driving throughout the day and just working on things, but I'll be answering my phone. So 469-861-8884 or 9454. And I will call you back, so don't worry about it. I will call you. And when I call you, don't go, oh my God, I won't take up any of your time. No, you need to demand to get questions, and because you're worth everything. Until you're worth something, nothing's gonna happen for you. You know, nobody stands above you on this planet. You need to get that. Nobody stands above me, and nobody stands under me, okay? Understand that. When we all leave here, we're all going back to the same place. And I'm not sure where that is. And then I'm not sure how long we stay there before we go out on the next adventure. And that's the God's truth. Okay? But let's make this life-threatening, fun-filled adventure, okay? One that you can say that every day I have a perfect day. Just know this. You never have to become emergency ever again. Why don't you just love and care for yourself and do gentle baby steps all day long? And mind your own business. Take it away, girls.
Just a little bit, because we don't talk as loud as him.
Yeah,
Okay. Just between us.
yeah, pull it there.
There you go. There you go.
So I am Debbie, and this is my partner Dina, and we're here in Stuart, Florida, and we're hosting Dr. Wolfe here, and we just got done with the whole life coach, and tomorrow we start the non-surgical with Dr. Sage. And so for us, let's start off by, you can reach me at 305-342-9559. And you can reach Dina.
At 786-488-7782. And if you're in the area of
Central North Carolina, you can reach me, Dana Anu, at area code 315-360-2467. And I wanted to say, if you're not sure where to start with all of this, or this is one of your first times hearing Dr. Wolfe speak and also Dr. Sage speak, that the best place to start is his library. He said that several times. It's totally free to you. It'll give you all the information that you can start to kind of digest that and see where you want to start. But go get your consultation. That's how I started. I got my consultation. I got the information I needed for my own health, but also the road to start to learn to be a master practitioner as well as get my doctorate. So start with that free library, okay?
So here in Stewart, Dina and I are starting, have been doing the Perfect Day consults. We've also been doing non-surgical. We also have the Cell Sonic.
That's right.
So Dina, you want to tell them a little bit about that?
Ooh, yes, the Cell Sonic. I had 1,000 pulses today. We opened up my spine to begin with, Sage. Dr. Sage opened up my spine because you want the pulses. You want the pulses, my God, it's one of the most powerful frequency devices. I mean, it is the most powerful frequency device on the planet. You can research it. You can look at Dr. Wolfe's video about it. He speaks to the CEO, the founder of the Cell Sonic. And it brings this energy flow and blood and oxygen to the area. So just to give you an example, after my spine was opened up with the non-surgical, we did 1,000 pulses and I could feel myself breathe better. Not that I thought I didn't breathe well, but it was amazing. And all the energy came to my pineal and in my forehead, and it was euphoric. It was blissful. You know why? Because we're light beings. So that frequency device is bringing you more light because we are blocked. And you know, for everything that's blocked in our body, it's a memory of an emotion. So it's a memory of an emotion. So as it gets released, no matter, you don't have to remember the emotion, but as it opens up and gets released, you're free, you are that light being, and that machine just jumpstarts it. It's just, oh, and then you feel your spirit. That's how I felt. I still am euphoric from it this morning. You feel yourself lighter, you're floating, and you know, just know that your thoughts dictate how you feel. And how you feel is your vibration. So sometimes we don't understand vibration in the language of every day. So when you feel good, your vibration is elevated. When you feel crappy, we all know that feels low. You're going to snap yourself out. You're a thought away to feeling better. This is why we wear this wristband, because it brings you back to the present moment. And that's where you train your mind like an animal, like a horse, like a dog. Sit, say, no. You no longer are going to think like that. You snap yourself to the present moment. You change that thought. You change your vibration. And one of the best things and one of the easiest way to elevate that vibration is gratitude. You take a moment. You see, the mind cannot be in a negative and a positive at the same time. It just can't. So if you're in that, state of not feeling so great, are you breathing right now? Are you above ground? Then be grateful. And put your hand above your heart. It's a connection to your brain, your heart, and your breathing. And you pause and you become grateful and you shift that thought. So, everything is about frequency, vibration, and energy. That's who we are. That's why these frequency devices were hidden from us for so many years. And now people are doing their research and we're becoming independent practitioners. We no longer believe. You're all here because something resonated in you about what Dr. Wolfe said. Or someone said to you, this is, you're open-minded to hear more information. So I don't want to take the whole.
So basically what has happened so far with us in our practice is that we've had a lot of people come in and we've had a person scheduled for hip surgery. She had blood work done. She was scheduled, everything in the process, and she spent 4 sessions, but only 2 treatments were for her hip. And within that week, she canceled her surgery. We also had another one that had pain in her knee with was it the meniscus? It doesn't even matter what it is or what it is,
Yes.
what it was. But she was real skeptical, had a treatment, and usually in 5 days, we're getting texts all the time. My knee is perfect now. It's like my hip is good, you know. It's amazing, the work in doing that, seeing people just have such great results with these techniques, you know, implementing the diet, understanding how the beliefs also make the physical, you know, everything is connected.
The invisible creates the physical,
Right,
you
and
know.
then even yesterday, Dr. Wolfe worked on another female client of ours, and she had breast cancer, and talk a little bit about her.
Well, Nisi's a good friend of mine. If you want to go back to the video, it was posted yesterday, and she spoke about having a 1 inch little bump. 7 surgeries later, botched surgery over. Now we have to work on all the damage the scar tissue has created, because know that every time you open up the body for a surgery, scar tissue internally wraps itself around other organs, other bones, other, you know, areas, and tightens the area because the cells are traumatized and they don't want to be opened up. So now we have to go back in, and it's not even the breast we're working on, it's everything else that's tied.
He had to open up her whole back. All here underneath the arm
scars.
was scarred. It went all the way to her spine from this surgery. You could not even, when she moved, you couldn't recognize the scapula back here that moved. When Dr. Wolfe got done with her, now she had cell-sonic and non-surgical.
Yes.
And when he got done, both of, you know, when she raised up her arms, the scapula, you could just see come up, and you could just see what a change in her back. So when you think, you know, you have one problem because the scar tissue ran down her breast, it was actually all the way to the spine that had to be loosened up. So it's just amazing. And that was just in an hour and a half.
And you know, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I was going to add about the cell-sonic. If you're unfamiliar with it, that machine is a FDA, what would be the word?
Approved.
Approved, thank you. FDA approved medical machine. That delivers a 25,000 microvolt in a harmonic field right directly to every cell where you're doing the pulsing. What that does is 2 things. It excites normal, healthy cells, but it also takes the calcium off of the mitochondria that are inside that creates the energy and the power of your cells. So it actually decalcifies inside the cell. So it's an extremely powerful machine. You have one right here in Stuart, Florida. I'm going to have Dana Billings. She's in Minnesota. She'll be bringing her cell-sonic down to North Carolina on June 10th and 11th. So if that's something that you want, get a hold of these ladies, or get a hold of me, or get a hold of Dana Billings, again in Minnesota. She's another practitioner. That machine is second to none. It's amazing. What they're talking about is reversing someone's scar tissue to the point that it was inhibiting her daily life. Mm-hmm. So go take a look at it, get a hold of these 2, or Dana Billings or myself.
Right. So, I mean, this is somebody that had, how many, 7 surgeries?
7 surgeries.
Over the last few years, and she was, how old, 50?
She's 53.
53. You can't even imagine what she would be like at 60. I mean, she just was already losing function. She was compensating so much on her left side because the right side was affected. In another 5 or 10 years, she probably wouldn't have any function. I mean, what does the medical system do? They basically say, here, take a pill. And that's what they get. You know, this is all that you get. We go in there and we break apart all that stuff. We bring everything back to life. You know, they tell you that, you know, your nerves are dead, and we say, no, that is not
How
true.
about the bone on bone?
The nerves are covered with the calcium. And then when they tell you it's bone on bone, and I had a lady the other day, she walked out of her house, and I never seen her limping, pretty healthy, and I was like, what's up? And she's like, oh no, I have to get hip surgery. And my first words are, no you don't. And she looks at me like I'm nuts, and I'm like, no you don't. And so I showed her the testimony of the other lady that I did, that me and Dina did for the hip. And again, she's so indoctrinated into this medical system that we have that the only thing that is going to fix her is another surgery, because she already had the one hip done, okay? So you try and explain, I don't say anything else. I say it one time. If you don't want to do some research, or even, I tell her, we give you a money back guarantee. So if you can't understand what a money back guarantee is, that if you don't get some pain relief and, you know, something changes, I mean, I don't even want to work on you, to tell you the truth, because there's nothing that's going to fix that thought process. You know, that's a big time problem with the thoughts.
Doc wanted us to introduce some of the practitioners that are here, and then they're gonna take a little break. So if you guys can introduce yourself just straight in the middle.
Yes, I'm Kimberly, and I'm from on the other side of the state. I'm from Southwest Florida, so Bonita Springs, Naples, Fort Myer area, and this is my second course. And I just want to tell you, two of the people I've worked on that have just stood out to me, and it has to do with their ears. So I had one lady that I was working on, and she had to listen to the TV at 100, and she had to have the captions, and that's the only way she could watch TV. And she would always go, huh? And she'd have to look at you so she could see what I was saying. So I worked on her. I didn't even do I was working another body part, but I thought, let me just hit the jawbone and around each ear. I spent probably 15 minutes, that's it. And the next day she woke up and she could not hear at all. So she texted me, she's like, I can't hear at all, which makes sense, because what happens when you take somebody that's in a chronic state, then you're bending them, or say a palm tree, bending it all the way over with the treatment, it's gonna automatically go compensate by going this way, right? And then it comes to the middle and it evens out for the healing. So now she can listen to her TV on 40, 45, no captions. She can hear better than she's been able to, I don't know, she is just amazed. So that's one. And then another, I had this girl, when she was 5 years old, she broke her jaw. And so she's 32 now. So for 27 years, she's had scar tissue and calcification building up in there. And when I first met her, she walked in and one side of her lip was lifted up, and she talked kind of, you could tell by her mouth how it was moving. So anyhow, we did one treatment. I did an hour. She came back in 1 week, and her whole mouth had straightened out. Her whole face changed. One treatment. It was amazing. So this stuff works. And my name's Kimberly again. My number is 248-931-3077.
So Kimberly is on the West Coast, and Dina and I are on the East Coast here in Florida. And so what we do also is we are a family, and we work together. And one of the clients that came with our hip surgery woman, she lived on the West Coast. So we started off with her, and then I referred her over to Kimberly, because I know that Kimberly was going to do an excellent job on her. And this way she doesn't have to drive 3 hours to get here. And anyway, so this is how it is. We all work together. Yeah, we all work together, and it's just amazing. The environment, the people that we come in contact with, it's just great.
Yes,
Definitely. That's whatever.
My name is Stephen Tucker. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. And since I started this class, I have got my legs back, and I'm not going to be in a wheelchair, and I'm not going to keep going on and on. But if you're in the Augusta, Georgia area, please give me a call at 706-830-1328, and I would be glad to give you a personal day consultation, or do some body work and make some miracles happen.
So
I'm going to say real quick, Steven's worked on me. We live about 3.5 hours apart. He worked on my lower back and hip about a month or so ago. So it was worth it for me to drive about 3.5 hours to get that work down. And that's how powerful that Wolfe Non-Surgical really is.
Yes,
so
it is.
check it out. Dr. Sage is going to be speaking next Wednesday about non-surgical and some other things as well. And I'm sure these two fine ladies will tell you. We have one more practitioner.
Yes.
Also, Stephen has done a lot of work on himself, right?
Yes.
And so his knee, when he first got there, was very big and he couldn't bend down.
That's right.
And so this is just incredible that you learn how to do the treatments even on yourself. You know, certain areas that you can do, which we know people that are, you know, we're teaching them how to do the therapy as they go along. We teach you how to become your own practitioner, you know, and then we're there for that stuff that you can't get to and everything else. So this is Penny.
Hi, my name's Penny. I'm from Indiana. I'm working toward my master's practitioner. The course has just been life-changing for myself and my family. A story I'd like to share. My daughter had a pretty serious surgery done on her ankle. And probably a year into the surgery, she could no longer cheer. Every time she'd be standing for periods of time, her foot would swell, it would turn purple. Kept taking her back to the doctors. The only solution they came up with was surgery. Going in there and seeing, they didn't know. Well, we didn't do that. So I came, took this course. I worked on her foot twice. Her foot no longer turns purple. It no longer has been swelling. She can actually feel, and to me, that was just amazing because that was a huge struggle for a young girl to not even be able to perform in sports, and it was just amazing. So I love it. My phone number is 219-309-7092, and right now I'm looking to move hopefully more toward Bonita area and joining the team here.
Great.
So thank you.
And for me personally,
No, go
okay.
ahead.
One thing that's changed, I was on 2 thyroid medication. I was on levothyroxine, 75 milligrams, and I'm on NP60. I'm no longer with taking iodine. I'm no longer on the levothyroxine 75. And now I'm slicing the NP60 because if you can reduce that pill, just a few slices a day for a period of 1 week, by the end of like 5 weeks, you have no more pill and your body does not know the difference. So you've transferred the iodine and then that pill is out of there. And then my blood work is in 4 weeks, so we'll stay tuned on that. I should be done with the NP60 by the end, probably the 2nd week of May. So let's stay tuned on that.
Yeah. So we're it. So basically, you know, a lot of the stuff that, you know, Dr. Wolfe talked about, you know,
You can research.
well, you can research, but just in general, you know, when he's talking about holding the line, you know, coming across, you know, battling your families, your friend, you know, their vibrations, most of them are very low. And when you raise up, they just do want to pull you down. So the question is, are you going to let them, or are you going to stand your ground and be the brave heart and really take control of your life, take control of your health, you know, take control of your beliefs?
No one's coming to save us. This is a self-serving job. We came here on the planet to grow spiritually, physically, emotionally, and this is the work we need to do, is to become aware of what you eat, what you drink, what you breathe, what you do, and how you treat yourself. That says a lot. You know, you ladies out there wanting to meet your perfect soulmate, you've got to become that person. You've got to become it for yourself. You've got to love yourself, and you will meet at the equal of your vibration, of who you are, not what you want.
So anyway, we're gonna end tonight.
We're going to wrap this up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. And remember, we're in Stuart, Florida. So Stuart Health and Healing, and my number, Debbie, is 305-342-9559.
And mine is 786-488-7782. Hope to see you soon.
Thanks.